So, who becomes a drug dealer? It's a common misconception that people who sell dope just come from families like that, who have relatives or, friends, close family friends that were already in the game and showed you the way into it and this and that. Or perhaps people just wake up one day and say, hey, I want to be a dope dealer. But does that make you a piece of crap? Are you a bad person because you sell dope? And I mean truly bad. I mean evil bad. Do you deserve to burn in hell? Do you deserve to, go to prison for 40, 50 years? It's a difficult thing to answer. I mean, looking back now, I despise dope dealers, because, I myself have suffered from addiction. I guess call it karma, if you will. And, dope dealers aren't your friends. They're letting you poison yourself. They're letting you kill yourself, and they're making a profit off of it. So what does that say about your personality? And just like with anything in life, you can't necessarily group everybody in the same basket. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just because you sell drugs doesn't make you freaking, who from Germany in the 1940s. Early 40s, late 30s. You know what I mean? Now, I can't speak for anybody else, but let me tell you what happened to me. Let me tell you why I followed down this path. And I'll let you guys determine whether or not I'm a piece of crap. You understand what I'm saying? I will let you guys judge me, if you will. So it started out like this. Where do I start, actually? Starting off in elementary, I was a smart kid. I made straight A's and all that stuff. Third grade came around, and, I met two of my best friends, Anthony and Gilbert. And, my grades started slacking. I started becoming a class clown and getting into fights and things like that. And that trend, pretty much continued through my high school years. And it's getting worse and worse. I ended up getting kicked out of all my schools for one reason or another. Usually relating to gang stuff. Yes, I was in the street gangs and stuff like that when I was younger. But I was smart. I got nothing but straight A's when I did my work. That's the thing. When I did my work. I rarely did my work. I slept through most of my classes. But for some reason, whenever I would do the important assignments, straight A's, hundreds. I was the guy that people copied off of when I did do the work. I don't know. Tell me how that works. And, school wasn't for me, though. I was too much into socializing and, selling drugs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So school was just, something that I went to, socialize in. So I dropped out. Went and got my GED. Got almost perfect scores on my GED. So I knew I wasn't an idiot. Right around that time, I had my first kid. I had been with the girl for a couple years, and at an early age we had a kid, and I started working. I got on the right path. I found a pretty decent job, for my age and at the city that I was living in at the time that it was. I was getting paid pretty good. Just making more than minimum wage, that's for sure. And good hours and benefits and all that. And I was on the right path. I think I was still doing a little bit of weed and popping Xanax and mischievous, but I was a good father. I had a good head on my shoulders. And at that time in life, I could have pretty much did anything that I wanted to. As a matter of fact, I even applied to be a police officer. My whole life could have been different. And the reason why I didn't get into the police job or into that line of work was because I filled out the application incorrectly. I forgot what I did. I didn't fill something out, or I didn't answer a question right. And they sent me back the application, and they said, just refill this little area out and send it back in. And I didn't do it. I let it sit there. And I had, I planned on sending it back in. You know what I'm saying? I planned on fixing it, correcting it, and resubmitting it. But as luck would have it, not too long after that, I picked up my first felony charge. So that pretty much whisked away my opportunities at becoming a police officer. And some may say, well, obviously you were up to no good if you picked up a felony charge, that young in life. But the truth of the matter is I had nothing to do with it. I just ended up, meeting up with the wrong people, getting caught up in their, nonsense. And I was pretty much forced into taking the fall. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that I was forced. I just felt like I needed to. Honestly, I felt like if I would have snitched, I would have faced some serious harm. Because these people, my former in-laws, are, just bad people. And I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But I took the fall, and that did mess things up for me. Like I said, I wasn't too concerned at the time because I felt that I was young. But looking back at it, I think at that point when I got that charge, that pretty much set the chain of events of things to lead to where I ended up. Because at that time, I had a good job. I had an awesome job. I had left the other job that I was telling you guys about, and I had an awesome job. I was making, the equivalent of, $15 an hour nowadays. And it was easy, tons of benefits. I excelled at that job. But I ended up losing that job because I picked up that charge. And it's messed up because I told them that, I told them when it didn't happen. I told them when I got arrested for it. And they said, that's fine as long as it was a deferred adjudication and not a full-on conviction. That was fine. Well, 2 years down the road, they fired me for it. And that really set me back a lot, I was lost for a while. I sat back and I collected unemployment. But it really made me feel like, what? There's nothing I can do anymore. I have this thing on my record. What can I possibly do? And not to mention I had child support and, all this other stuff. For, the whole time while I was collecting unemployment, it was I was in a bad state of mind. And I just sat around and let my mind rot, and I pretty much was, get sure that I was going to end up in prison. So all I did was work out, just in case. And after I got off probation, I ended up landing another decent job. And, I felt empowered again. I said, well, you know what? Look, things aren't so bad. I got this job. Maybe life isn't going to be that bad. So I decided to enroll in college. Went to college. I started off in, chasing a degree in psychology. But as fate would have it, crisis happened. At that time, like I said, I was feeling myself again. I had this job. I was making good money. Things were finally looking right for me. And, it went a little crazy. I started cheating on my baby mama. And I started popping lower tabs and things like that. And ultimately it led me to lose that second family of mine. I was my second kid's mom. And my cheating caught up with me, and we broke up. And after that happened, I moved back to the neighborhood. And the rest is pretty much history. I had been a family man for, previous 10 years with my first baby mama and the second baby mama. And now I was free. I was dating, younger little 20-year-old chicks. I decided that, hell, screw the normal 9-to-5 type of jobs. Screw paying child support. I'm going to sell dope. And, well, that's what I did. I got into the game after that and didn't look back. And, as I mentioned to you guys before, I had a good long run in the game. But that doesn't last forever. And I found that out the hard way. And I ended up, paying for it. I ended up paying back in spades for that choice, for my choices. So, does this make me a bad person, I can't even answer that, That's why I said I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide. I don't feel like a bad person. I don't look in the mirror and say, man, you're a horrible criminal. you're the devil himself. I don't see myself as that, and I never saw myself as that. Yeah, matter of fact, I saw myself as a kind-hearted dealer. Believe it. I know it sounds stupid, but I helped a lot of people out, even my customers. Man, when they would show up with their last $20 riding on a donut, I would still serve them, but I would tell them, what, keep your money, bro. Go get your tire fixed. You don't owe me nothing. I try to help a lot of people out, and I don't know if that's me trying to make myself feel better about doing what I did, because I did, I did see a lot of tragedies, if you will, happen because of what I was doing. I saw people lose their cars, their houses, their families, and it was because their addiction that I was feeding them. You know what I mean? They were coming to me and they were spending that money with me. I was gladly taking it. But at the same time, if somebody would come to me and tell me, hey, look, after this one, cut me off for the rest of the night. I don't care what I tell you, don't sell to me no more. I would do exactly that. I didn't need the money that bad. And if somebody was trying to quit, more power to them. I'll help them out. I had enough customers. But, as much as I did that, there were a few times that, when a big spender would try to quit, I'd kind of, push them over the edge to use again, by offering them free shit or whatever. So maybe I am a bad person. I don't know, but I can't say that I sold drugs because I was a bad person. For me, my opinion is, I had a bunch of screwed up things happen. I made some bad choices. And as a result of those choices, I ended up in that position. And, now that I'm not hustling no more, I'm a straight up citizen. You know what I'm saying? I don't commit crimes anymore. I follow the law to the T. I'm working, even if it's a, little BS job. I've been through a lot. And, this little BS job is the first step in hopefully a series of positive changes. And people around, they might not see it like that. They might see it as, very minimum. But they don't know what I've been through or what it took just to get this little job. They don't understand the difference. When I stopped selling dope, I was addicted to heroin. Okay, so I struggled so bad. I was so deep in that. And just to get to this point where I'm sober today, I had to go through hell and back. But people don't see that. I think sometimes my wife doesn't even see that. She doesn't appreciate what this little BS job means to me. Yeah, she might be used to these rich guys and whatnot. I'm sorry I'm not that. But hell, man, I'm trying my best. I'm not going back to the person that I used to be, because I guarantee you she wouldn't want to be with me if I was the old me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't too good of a guy. But anyway, so I don't know, guys. You tell me. Are all dope dealers bad? Who knows? Speaking for myself, I don't think I am. But anyways, guys, this is something that I had on my chest. So this is something I had on my mind that I needed to get off my chest for some time. Thank you guys for listening. Dub out.